Right now at 10, Senate Democrats are calling on the Joint Finance Committee to put politics aside and release money that's already in the state budget for PFAS remediation.
And La Crescent Animal Rescue is working on getting more pets from other Houston counties.
Plus, 4 teachers from Logan High School received grants from the La Crosse Public Education Foundation.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
It's March, and the Wisconsin legislature has no more business scheduled for the rest of the year. Partisan gridlock is currently holding up $125 million from being used to help townships and homeowners test their water for the forever chemicals known as PFAS. Now, Republicans passed a bill to use that money for statewide PFAS remediation grants. Democrats have supported those grant programs, but have criticized other parts of the bill, which force the DNR to get approval to test on sites for PFAS and put cleanup costs on taxpayers if the polluter either can't be identified or can't pay. Instead of signing the bill as it is, the governor is asking the GOP-controlled Joint Finance Committee to simply release the $125 million for PFAS efforts because that money is already approved in the state budget. That committee has not signaled it'll do that, so the money currently just sits in limbo.
We're doing as much as we can in order to push these legislative members to release the money. One would hope that the majority of the members of the Joint Finance Committee would come to their senses and realize, we shouldn't play politics when it comes to clean water.
The Joint Finance Committee also has yet to release the $15 million approved for healthcare services in western Wisconsin.
The search for a new UW-La Crosse chancellor has finally come to an end. The Universities of Wisconsin announcing that Dr. James Beebe will be the next chancellor. His first day at UWL is July 1st. Beebe was one of the 3 finalists named in the search for a chancellor. That search began in August after prior chancellor Joe Gao announced he was stepping down. In late December, Gao was fired for appearing in online pornography. According to a UW release, the selection committee recommended Beebe, who was approved unanimously by the UW Board of Regents. Beebe will be UWL's 11th leader. Well, from Brownsville to Caledonia to Spring Grove, cats and dogs from all over Houston County are now allowed at the La Crescent Animal Rescue Shelter. The shelter recently reached an agreement to stay in the city. Now it wants to expand their reach and help more displaced animals. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us now with the latest. Jeremy.
Emily, under the previous agreement, the animal shelter had to say no to animals coming from outside La Crescent. Now they'll be able to start building programs to help cats and dogs from other Houston County communities. But as board member Kelsey Bolton says, it will take a little bit of work. More Houston County cats and dogs can now stay at La Crescent Animal Rescue. Recently, the shelter reached an agreement with the city of La Crescent, allowing them to use their current location and welcome animals from outside the city. The shelter wants to create more programs to receive dogs and cats throughout Houston County, but this effort will take more volunteers.
We need all the different roles that any business needs. So we need, accountants, fundraising, marketing, communications, building maintenance. We're also looking for people with grant writing experience, really any skill set that you can think of, we can find a place for you here.
To fill those positions, the shelter is working on building contacts with cities, townships, and municipalities in Houston County. Bolton says the board plans on making connections this year.
2024 is really about building that volunteer base and expanding it, and like I said, looking for those particular skill sets. So we really need to fill those gaps in all those different roles, and then getting all those great minds together to build more of a strategic plan.
According to Bolton, La Crescent has the only animal shelter in the county. Melissa Thomas has been volunteering there for 5 years. She says she's seen many people try to bring in a dog or cat from outside La Crescent. She's also had to say no dozens of times.
We get so many calls, we would have to turn a lot more away. And it was sad because they'd be like, but I have this animal here and what do I do with it?
From a no to a yes, Bolton is thankful programs will attract cats and dogs from outside La Crescent and give them a place to stay.
An incredible joy to see that come through. It has been a lot of work, but I'm really grateful to the public who came out in tons of support. I'm hoping that they'll come out again and say, hey, we're ready to help a little bit more hands-on now.
And anyone interested in volunteering can contact La Crescent Animal Rescue. We will have a link attached to this article on news8000.com. Ken and Emily.
Okay, thank you much, Jeremy.
All right, we've got a chance for some rain in the region, but not everywhere in the region. For a breakdown, let's head over to Greg.
Not everyone's going to see it. In fact, a good half a chunk of the area will not see any rain, just cloud cover. But we saw a record high today, Eau Claire, and that's probably the last record we're going to see for a good week, 10 days, maybe more, as we're not going to probably see the 60s, even 70s around for quite a while, it looks like, back to more typical March weather. Overall, looks like there's rain on the radar, but a lot of that is cloud cover not reaching the ground, rain that's not reaching the ground, because if you look at the relative humidities right now, we're only at 20 to 25%, so a lot of this is what we call virga. It's just rain that doesn't reach the ground, but cloud cover. You have to get back to Iowa, where you're starting to see at least the moisture, atmosphere moisten up enough to have some of this reach the ground. Eventually it will, but it's going to take some time even for areas south La Crosse to see any of this rain. It'd be closer to the morning commute, I think, for Viroqua, Prairie du Chien, and Bosqueville area to see this rain begin to spread north. La Crosse and areas to the north look dry throughout the morning commute, and if you look at the percentages, not much of a chance up in Eau Claire. You're going to see more than a sprinkle or shower later in the afternoons, even the morning hours, so fairly dry. Same story for La Crosse. We do have a better shot of seeing some light rain, but I'm meaning it's going to be very light rain if we do get any amounts at all. Later on, I'll call a breakdown how much we should expect further south. We do have quite a bit of a chill coming for the St. Patrick's Day weekend, kind of back to more winter-like conditions, but it is dry. And yes, spring looks like we're going to be back to probably the 50s by the time we get to spring, which is next Tuesday.
All right.
Can't believe it. All right, thank you.
Well, if you've driven on West Avenue in La Crosse recently, you may have noticed the massive new Mayo Clinic hospital that's really taking shape.
News 8 Now's Michael Germain got a tour of the facility and shows us the final touches.
This new Mayo Clinic hospital behind me began construction in 2022. And after years of hard work and long hours, it'll be completed by July of 2024. Construction crews are meticulously adding the final touches to the facility, but there's still work to be done. The focus now is on completing the flooring, ceilings, and wall coverings, with additional tasks involving the installation of equipment and furniture. Exterior work is slated to commence in April, which will include the finalization of parking lots. The operations administrator expressed her anticipation for the project's completion.
I think everyone's really excited. Our staff have been working really hard to prepare for the new building. I think we're going to get a little tired before we get really energized again because there's a lot of work, but it's just really fun to be a part of this.
The hospital will have over 90 beds and feature the same care that is provided at their other hospitals. The new Mayo Clinic hospital behind me won't be operational for patients until the fall of 2024. Reporting in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
The town of Homer's historic town hall building is here to stay. Close to 150 people showed up at last night's board meeting to show their support for keeping the building. It would have cost about $200,000 to tear down and rebuild the building. Instead, the town will keep the old building and do some renovations. One Homer resident says it's important to preserve the town's history.
I am one that believes in saving history when it's appropriate. I simply looked at a good, solid building, realized that it's over 100 years old. This building is made out of hardened brick and limestone. It was built to last.
The vote to keep the building passed in a 139 to 84 vote.
Gunderson Health System and Great Rivers United Way hosted a public meeting to discuss the community health of La Crosse. Every 3 years, Great Rivers United Way and other area businesses partner up to evaluate the area's health needs. They go over relevant statistics and find out where the community needs help so that they can then resolve the issues for the next 3 years.
Today's key stakeholder meetings are so important for Gunderson because these meetings help inform us as we set our priorities for the next 3 years as a healthcare organization.
So if you missed today's meeting, there's another La Crosse County meeting Tuesday via Zoom and many more for surrounding counties in the coming weeks. We'll have those dates on all of our digital platforms.
A replica of the Shroud of Turin is on display at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe. The shroud is credited as the most studied object in history and is believed to be the burial cloth Jesus was wrapped in after his crucifixion. The replica is made from 4 full-sized photos taken in 1978 during a research project. The owner will be giving presentations of the shroud's history throughout the week. You can register for those on the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe's website website. We'll have that link on our digital platforms.
Some teachers at Logan High School received a welcome surprise this morning. 4 teachers were honored with Gold Star grants from the La Crosse Public Education Foundation. These grants are awarded to teachers throughout the school district and are meant to help teachers enhance the learning experience. Brian Renkus, Christy Moulton, Logan Fulton, and Alicia Cruiser are the Logan High School recipients. Other grants will bring a speaker to Logan and Central and provide funds to purchase equipment for a new outdoor literature class. Officials say 20 projects were awarded grants with a total value of more than $50,000.
President Biden took a trip to Milwaukee today in an effort to create momentum for his campaign.
This coming day after it was confirmed that he will be running in a rematch against former President Donald Trump. More after this.
Get a fresh coat in one coat and save big money at Menards. Give your room a grand finish with Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Interior Paint. It's a premium paint and primer with excellent durability and comes in over 700 one-coat colors. A gallon is $31.99 after rebate. Give your walls the best finish with Paramount Interior Paint. It provides the most advanced protection, true one-coat coverage, and excellent scrubbability. A gallon of flat is only $39.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Woo!
Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Hey. What do we, Steve?
Winners.
I love you.
Right now, you can get 3.99% APR for 60 months on a new 2024 Camry. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
There's no better time to get started on your 2024 outdoor living project than the 2024 Early Bird Home Show, which is only at the Board Store. Visit our showroom, explore the possibilities, patio covers, operable pergolas. For year-round living, consider the cabin room or the more traditional room. Stop in, arrange for a prompt free estimate on your 2024 outdoor living project during the 2024 Early Bird Home Show, only at the Board Store.
President Biden was back in Wisconsin today looking to create momentum for his re-election campaign.
Today's visit to Wisconsin comes as the president announced a more than $3 billion investment into communities separated by the interstate system.
Our Will Keneally has more from Milwaukee.
Our interstate highway system laid out in the 50s, but instead of connecting communities, it divided them. These highways actually tore them apart.
One of those communities was right outside the community center he spoke at in Milwaukee today.
Today, 6th Street is a wide road without a protected bike path, bike lanes, or bus lanes, with limited access to the green space. All of this locking people out of opportunities and leaving them more isolated from the social and economic life of the rest of the city.
This comes as the federal government is investing big in infrastructure, especially here in Wisconsin. Earlier this week, the U.S. DOT announced more than $100 million to finish Madison's north-south BRT line.
With the help of your congressional delegation, especially Senator Tammy Baldwin, who worked so hard for these funds.
And you could tell it's an election year. Senator Baldwin getting that shout out as she runs for re-election this fall. Biden also took shots at former President Trump as both Biden and Trump clinched their party's nominations this week.
My predecessor is an ally and his allies in Congress, including your Senator Ron Johnson, who voted, he voted against the infrastructure law that funds this project. They want to undo everything I just talked about.
The president will round out his tour of the Midwest, visiting Michigan tomorrow.
Well, today marks 4 years since the announcement of the coronavirus being declared a national emergency.
A look back on the day that changed everything when we come back.
Yeah, we're less than a week from spring. We've dealt with spring-like conditions. Unfortunately, we might be dealing with more winter-like conditions come this weekend. I'll break that all down, including how much rain we might get on tomorrow. That'll coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $40. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
We forge steel bars that hold up bridges, propel ships, and send rockets into space.
But for years, China's been lowballing their prices, so it's been tough to compete.
We can't let China steal Wisconsin jobs, so I wrote a law to require American infrastructure projects use American iron and steel.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill.
And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tammy Baldwin has our back.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Do you feel lucky? This month, the luck of the Irish is here at Wesco and Sparta. Reach in our pot of gold to reveal your discount. Will it be 5 or 10%? Maybe 15 or 20%? If you're really lucky, it might be 30% off in select departments. This month only, reach in our pot of gold to reveal your discount. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Things have sure changed since Osseo Automotive had its roots 100 years ago. But one thing remains the same: our commitment to service and great deals at Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet. Drive home this new 2024 Chevy Equinox for just $33,445 with financing as low as 1.9%. Or this new 2023 Chevy Silverado for just $41,900 with over $10,000 in discounts and rebates. Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford.
Whether you're looking for a complete bathroom makeover or a simple bath or shower conversion, your home improvement company will exceed your expectations with stunning design options and top quality materials. We can complete your project in as little as 1 day, and all our work is always backed by a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Call now to get up to 30% off your bathroom remodel and enjoy 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2025. Call now to take advantage of these great savings.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $40. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
March 13th marks 4 years since former President Donald Trump declared the coronavirus a national emergency.
Yeah, it was on this day in 2020 that the United States went into a shock when the COVID-19 virus forced a lockdown.
Daily life for Americans changed pretty drastically to include no social gatherings, empty store shelves, and mask wearing for millions.
According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, since the pandemic began, nearly 1.2 million Americans have died from the virus. Now the CDC has new COVID guidelines.
Earlier this month, the CDC announced people who test positive for the virus no longer have to self-isolate for 5 days.
The agency says now if you should contract COVID-19, you should stay home until you go fever-free for at least 24 hours and you have symptoms that have been improving.
Well, we've had a string of really pleasant days. Temperatures around the high 60s.
Oh, yeah.
It's been very nice.
It's been nice.
But there is a chance for some of us in our viewing area to see a little bit of precipitation coming tomorrow. Let's get all the latest from our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart. Greg?
Yeah, some of us is going to get it. Every time these systems come, it looks more promising for the whole area to get it, but then it keeps sliding further south, and that's kind of what this system once again did with the path of it. Right now, the low is pretty much over Kansas. They actually got some severe weather down there with some big-time thunderstorm complexes, but this is going to begin to lift north, and we're going to see this band begin to develop, and then maybe another band develop as the low pushes up into Illinois. The fortune with this, it's all going to keep everything further south. So as we go through this, you'll see it's really a sharp cutoff to who gets it and who really doesn't. For the morning commute, it looks dry, more dry than we thought originally from yesterday. It looks like the precipitation will stay to the south. Eventually, we're going to get the northern edge to get up towards La Crosse, Tacoma, maybe just south of Black River Falls. Once again, very light precipitation. The fact is, if you're further south toward Ferguson, Bosqueville, you got a nice line of moderate to maybe even heavy rainfall. So it could be an all-day soaker type event down in those areas as it pushes northeast. As we go in the afternoon hours, More sun up to the north. Actually, the temperatures will be kind of flipped. The colder temperatures will be to the south, warmer to the north because of more sun. You see temperatures still in the 50s, so all in all, not a bad day if you stay out of the rain. And then as we go in the evening, it'll begin to wrap up for all areas as temperatures begin to fall back in the 40s. Some sprinkles or something continuing for the southern areas. And then overnight, less cloud cover. We'll wake up to cooler temperatures going into Friday, but still not too bad. We'll be in the 30s, and we'll keep an eye out for some fog potential for those areas that do receive quite a bit of precipitation to the south going to Friday morning. But all in all, not too bad going into Friday. So the big story is the amount of precipitation. You could get up to 3/4, maybe an inch if you're like near the Wisconsin River. If you go up towards La Crosse, barely a tenth. Anywhere north, probably not going to see much. Just some clouds and maybe some sun and that wind turning around to the northeast. So this has continuously shifted further south as the trend has been with several systems before this. So fortunately, not everyone's going to get the rain that we could still use for a lot of areas. Going into Friday looks good, but then we're going to track a cold front. And this one actually has a pretty good punch to it with the cold air behind it going into Saturday. The little thing to notice with this is the cold temperatures. The wind is going to be the story, and we can actually see a few flakes of snow with this, especially further north you go. It's quite a bit of a cold air mass coming in, and it'll continue through Saturday and linger through St. Patrick's Day. The wind with this is the other story, as I mentioned. 20 to 25 in the afternoon for Saturday. Saturday, really, that's going to be the problem you're going to watch in the afternoon. You could have sustained winds 25 to 30. There could be gusts well above that, especially higher up elevations you go in the more open, exposed areas. So if you got activity Saturday afternoon, pay attention to the wind. It's going to be blowing quite strong. Through the evening hours, too, it'll continue, and probably overnight into Sunday morning. Even St. Patrick's Day looks a little bit breezy, too. The other notice is the temperatures. A little bit above average for Saturday. We'll be in the 50s, but then we go below average for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. The good news is once we get towards spring, which is Tuesday, we'll start warming those temperatures back up probably to the 50s. But for tonight, it's really mostly dry conditions for all the areas. Maybe some rain late for areas far to the south. Otherwise in the 40s. Once again, very mild conditions. Tomorrow, it's rain if you're far enough south of La Crosse. Otherwise, clouds and sun to the north. Flip the temperatures. 40s to the south, mid-50s to the north because of that rain. And then as we go through the cold front coming through, quiet Friday, and then a cold front swings through Saturday, and that'll be the big story with the wind and the drop in temperatures for St. Patrick's Day, which looks kind of chilly for this time of year.
Yeah.
30s is below average, so then spring does look like we'll come back up. So we're going to get a little taste of winter there.
A little bit. All right. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, a culture of winning. West Salem boys basketball back at state for the 3rd year in a row, fulfilling a day 1 declaration. We've got to look at their state tournament matchups next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Turn the key and open the door to your next home with a home loan from Ultra. With a variety of loan options, from buying your very first home to building the home of your dreams, we're here to help make it happen with a local connection you trust. Our professional loan experts are with you every step of the home buying process and through the life of your loan, making it easy to handle your finances and getting you back to what matters most. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,000 total value on Silverado LTZ and High Country models when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing in all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
Visit HometownChevy.com.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. Moving piles of earth, towing up to 4,000 pounds, cutting millions of blades of grass. We could keep trying to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a deer. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
It's Blaze Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Spring Early Bird Event. Now through March 20th, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Right now, get a half-price Mobil 1 oil filter when you buy a 5-quart jug of oil. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings and up to a $100 consumer rebate when you buy 4 Cooper tires. Shop unbeatable rewards member deals and more for just a limited time in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Ken Kozorowski with sports.
It's a little bit like we're stepping back in time a few years. I'm back as sports director for just one day as Rob and Kate are both off, so let's see if I remember how to do this. Well, what a time it is to be a part of West Salem basketball programming. Last year, both the boys and girls reached Division III state. This year, they got bumped up into Division II and still both made it back to state. Now, the boys are set to play in Madison for the 3rd consecutive year this week, hoping to turn silver into gold this time around. Panthers at 25-3 are the 3 seed, having to contend with the bane of Cooley Region team's existence the last few years, and that's Pewaukee. The Pirates have won the last 3 Division II state titles. Back in 2022, they beat Central, and then the year before, they beat Onalaska. Senior and Nebraska commit Nick Janowski leads Pewaukee this year. He's an elite shooter, averaging 31 points a game. But hey, West Salem's got plenty of firepower themselves. They're an offense putting up 83 points a game. Tamarian Henderson has taken on the #1 role this year, with Peter Latos and Carson Kepnick going about 19 points a game this year. Kyle Haley not far behind him. But as with all these Mark Wagner West Salem squads the last 3 years, every Panther can thrive in the up-tempo style, and everyone's capable of making big shots. Players say it's a thrill to be back at state, but it was also their expectation.
Coach Wagner said first day of practice would be a really big disappointment if we didn't make it back to state. So it kind of gave us the fire and motivation just to get back there.
We all have our different nights. Someone can step up every single night, and we just trust in each other.
We're building a culture here where we're used to going there. We're building a really good program, a really big name for ourselves, and I'm glad I could be a part of that.
So West Salem takes on Pewaukee Friday, about 15 minutes after the other semi-game between Nicolet and top seed Wisconsin Lutheran. Wisconsin Lutheran is 28-0. They've beaten Pewaukee twice, and they have the Mr. Basketball, 6'6" Duke commit Con Knippel, an absolutely stacked Division II bracket this year. West Salem's not the only local squad hooping in Madison. Aquinas in Division IV is back in Madison for the first time since 2016. Walter Burns and Logan Becker are the two-headed monster this year for the Blue Gold, combining for 31 points a game as they led the squad to a 23-win season. Aquinas leans on its defense. No one has scored 50 on them in the last month. They're the 3 seed, and they'll take on Mineral Point in Thursday's nightcap. That'll be somewhere around 8 p.m. depending on the game before them. At the college level, we are less than a week away from Selection Sunday. ESPN Bracketology has Wisconsin as the lowest 6 seed right now at a 19-12 record. They wouldn't necessarily need a deep conference tournament run in the Big Ten this week, but an early exit could see them slide a seed or 2 come Sunday. So for the Big Ten tourney, the Badgers will be a 5 seed. They play tomorrow around 2:30 p.m. against 12 seed Maryland. The Terps beat Rutgers tonight in the opening round by 14 points. We've got just 2 more weeks until opening day in Major League Baseball. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm clamoring for some Brewers baseball. Basketball is great, but I'm a baseball fan. Spring training games largely unavailable to TV audiences, so we don't get to see the new faces like first baseman Rhys Hoskins and star prospect Jackson Chourio. And we're definitely not seeing much of one second-year man's crucial transition on defense. I'm talking about outfielder Sal Frelick learning to play third base for the Crew. Brewers have a logjam in outfield this year with Christian Yelich, Chourio, Garrett Mitchell, and Joey Wiemer. So if Frelick can take his great outfield glove and turn it into talent at the hot corner, it could guarantee him an everyday role. Trouble is, he hasn't played third before.
Even when you're just standing out there not getting any balls, it can kind of be a little stressful, just still being a little uncomfortable there. And so close to home, and some guys rip foul balls down the third baseline, and I'm like, wow, if that's at me, I might be in trouble.
Kind of like that scene in Moneyball where Billy Beane tells Scott Hatterberg, playing a new position isn't that hard, and then Beane goes to his assistant coach, Ron Wash, tell him, Wash, and Wash goes, it's incredibly hard. That's kind of the vibe here. Brewers will open the season at Rob's New York Mets March 28th. We haven't discussed it yet, but I'm betting we'll probably revive the bet last year that we did where the loser has to wear the other team's jersey on the air. At least I'm game. We'll be right back after this.
At By God from Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. By God from Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
It's spring bonus season.
Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford truck. Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then, own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for power or capability, there's a Ford truck waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Get an F-150 XLT with 1.9% financing for 72 months, plus up to $2,000 in total savings. And for a limited time, an extra $1,000 in spring bonus cash.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
On GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Hang on tight, Wisconsin, because fun just got a lot faster. It's Fast Play from the Wisconsin Lottery, an all-new style of lotto games that combine instant wins with the progressive jackpot. Playing is easy at any lottery retailer. Just print, play, and know if you're a winner instantly. The progressive jackpot starts at $10,000 and grows with each ticket sold. The share of the jackpot increases with the price of the ticket. Fast Play is available now, only at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
Getting up to 5% back is easy at Fleet Farm. Fleet Rewards members can earn up to 5% back on every purchase, in-store and online. The earnings stack up automatically. The more you buy, the more you earn. No rebates, no coupons, no hassles. And Fleet Rewards membership is easy, so sign up now and start earning up to 5% back on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. Some exclusions apply.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
During the month of March, La Crosse area residents can turn in rugs for a free coffee mug.
That's right. La Crosse Fire Department and Gunderson Health System have teamed up with 8 local coffee shops for a Mugs for Rugs campaign.
Throw rugs are the cause of almost 50% of falls for people aged over 65. So the point of the campaign is to get those hazards out of the house.
We spoke with a member of La Crosse Fire Department who explained some of the rules and where the rugs are going.
As long as you have a rug that's 4 foot by 6 foot or smaller, you can bring them into a participating local coffee shop, and then you'll get your own commemorative mug as well as some education and some things to kind of take home with you. You get a free cup of coffee, and then those rugs we're hoping to donate to local animal shelters.
Very nice. We have a full list of the participating coffee shops on our website.
A good project for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Greg's going to have one final check of your forecast, whether it could be rain or not, right after this.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's anniversary sale with hot buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Or shop new looks for less with 0% interest until March 2029 on in-store purchases. Celebrate and save today, only at Ashley.
Sinking driveway? Call American Water Works. Settling patio? Call American Water Works. Collapsing stoop? Call American Water Works. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call American Water Works. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Water Works. Call American Water Works today.
Whether you're looking for a lake home, a second home, or your first home, let Town & Country Housing introduce you to quality living in our factory-built homes. Town & Country Housing has homes that will meet your style and budget. Tour our model homes to see how spacious and grand living can be when you let us reinvent your space. Our homes are built with energy efficiency in mind and environmentally friendly products. You pick your dream home and we take care of the rest. Your dream home is waiting. Come personalize your amenities and start living your best life. Town & Country Housing, Chippewa Falls.
What I love about T-Mobile is that just about anywhere you go, you're going to have coverage.
Where I live is a rural area. The coverage has been awesome.
Reliable coverage is super important for me, for my business.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for someone to hang in my garage.
What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Mattress Sale. Bring home a new Ashley Sleep Mattress starting at $250. Plus, for a limited time only, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com to celebrate and save today.
All right, tomorrow is Pi Day, 3.14. Good old day for mathematicians, so we love that too.
Or pie lovers.
Yeah, or pie lovers. So depending on where you're at, that means what your pie is going to look like. It's an all-day soaker in Prairie du Chien, La Crosse, a little bit of rain. But if you go north of that, it's not bad. Maybe some clouds and sun with mid-50s. Quiet Friday, but then watch the wind and the cold temperatures coming behind that front Saturday and Sunday. Not a lot of precipitation, but it will be a chilly St. Patrick's Day going into Monday.
Looks like it.
All right, thanks for joining us tonight at 10.
We'll see you tomorrow.